Tonight in the Grand Canyon State, FC Tucson hosts the Chattanooga Red Wolves at the Keno Sports Complex, where an important 3 points are on the line as we are just a little more than a month away from the playoffs. Welcome in, I'm Josh Toll, and tonight in the desert, these two teams meet for the final time in the regular season. Beautiful night. 3 points are on the line between FC Tucson and the Chattanooga Red Wolves as we take a look back at the first meeting between these clubs in a game that was all FC Tucson. Here, the ball sent in, gets knocked down, played back by Delgado. Cody Wakaska would find the loose ball, and he would play it in. That would be the second goal of the evening, the first one coming from a Jordan Jones penalty kick. But FC Tucson having their way and having fun doing it here. This would lead to the second goal. Jordan Jones would get in the open field of play, would set up, hit it off the post, but then falls to the feet of Devin Jamga. Jamga would slot it in the right corner. That one would be the second one, I should say the third one of the night, and Devin Jamga would not be done for the evening. He would not be quieted as he had a marvelous evening as they would dance away into the night with a victory of 4-0. Here we'll see the final goal. Zach Wright pushing his way into the air, plays it to the back post, and right there once again, Devin Jamga to get the fourth and final goal in the 3 points against Chattanooga. That one being the first match of these three. This one is going to be the final one. 3 more points on the line. Cito Seone has been terrific for the Chattanooga Red Wolves, especially over this last month. Here you go back a couple games ago against Tormenta. Seone with the left just blasts it right by into the top left corner, takes a minor deflection, but Seone would not be stopped in this one. Here you go to a few games earlier. He gets the pass from Pineda, takes the ball into the area, squares his body, puts into the left side of the webbing, and that would be another terrific goal. But he would have one that was even prettier than that. You go back to Orlando City B. My producer Ryan and I were talking about this one. That chip just over and just finds the top left corner and buries it in there as that one drops home. What a gorgeous goal. Might even be the goal of the year coming there from Cito Seone, and he's going to have to get more tonight against a tough FC Tucson team who's looking to run and looking to steal 3 points in the desert night. Starting lineup when we return between FC Tucson and the Chattanooga Red Wolves. Welcome back as we get set here for the opening kick between FC Tucson and the Chattanooga Red Wolves. Final time these two play one another in the regular season. But first, we'll take a look at the starting lineups. We'll start with FC Tucson. Once again, Philip Ejimadu in net for FC Tucson. Really not too many changes in this group. Jamga on the left side, Jones up top, Delgado, Hal. You got Wheeler Aminu and Eric Virgin back there. Hosworth at the right back position, Wakasa and Venter, the two center backs, and Lamar Batista on the left-hand side. For Chattanooga Red Wolves, a little bit different look, and they got a new player in Timmy Meal, who comes over from North Carolina FC. He'll be getting the start tonight at the center back position. Greg Hurst, a guy that came over from Scotland about a month ago. We're going to see how he fits in with Stephen Beattie and Cito Sane and how these three players play with one another as we took a look at the standings. Chattanooga just on the outside looking in. Large reason because of that goal differential. FC Tucson right behind them. So for Chattanooga Red Wolves, they're trying to get a win tonight. Even a draw will move them into that 4th spot where Forward Madison is. A great game about to come your way between these two clubs. A tough one tonight as Chattanooga looks to go on the road and find their way home with 3 points. But FC Tucson, they have begun to heat up, and they're looking to get 3 more points at home in the last 6 games at home. For FC Tucson, they are yet to lose. They have been successful, and they want to bring that success once again tonight. Our referee tonight, Samantha Martinez, about to get things started between these two clubs. Our injury report brought to you by Banner University Medicine. Let's take a look at the injury report for these two clubs. Keenan Weeks still out, but he's getting closer to returning, so that's a great sign. Maybe at one point we'll see him. He's been working hard to get back. Raheem Summersall also there. Richard Dixon, Jonathan Caparelli also out tonight with injuries. Another 2 big players missing for Chattanooga. You got Leo Fala and Vangel Zaguro both out due to yellow card accumulation. You know, I just wonder how that plays a factor, especially with Leo Fala and Vangel Zaguro, especially usually they're in the starting 11 for Tim Hankinson and the Chattanooga Red Wolves. Beautiful night here in Tucson, Arizona, in the desert. Checking things over. And we are underway. No. And now we are underway in Tucson. FC Tucson in the blackets. Meanwhile, Chattanooga in the white tops and red shorts. 3 more important points on the line as the playoff push gets closer. Wakasa plays this back to Ejimadu. Ejimadu once again back down from Phoenix. Phoenix, you can talk about what they have done. 16 in a row in the USL. And right now, FC Tucson beginning to heat up and find some rhythm. Cito Sane, we talked about him in the opening, how productive he has been. 2 goals in his last 4 games for Chattanooga. This one laid back. Walefi, Brazilian, plays it near side to Nicholas Ampansa. And he'll go right back over. Doyle. This one over the top. This is going to go out of play. For FC Tucson, they come in with 7 wins, 7 losses, and 7 draws for 28 points on the season. Meanwhile, for the Red Wolves, 8 wins, 6 losses, and 8 draws for 32 points, sitting just 1 spot ahead of Tucson in the standings in the 6th position. For Chattanooga, Red Wolves coming off a 1-1 draw against Tormenta. Meanwhile, FC Tucson coming off a big 3-1 win over Orlando. That would be the first game home after a 6-game road trip, so good to be back in the friendly confines of Keno Sports Complex. Batista plays it to Ramon Howell. Looking back at the last game after talking with Darren Sawatsky, as Delgado loses possession. He likes the way that they executed in that game and was happy with the way that they were able to score goals, but he still feels like there's a way to go to being what they are truly capable. He thinks that they're a team that can be even more terrifying. And large reason he thinks they can be more terrifying is just he's waiting to get more players consistently to play together. And you're looking at a team that just put up 3 goals last week. If FC Tucson can indeed become even more scary, that's the thing that you cannot be wanting to see if you're an opponent. And tonight, Chattanooga has the tough test against FC Tucson. Delgado giving chase, has a little room in the channel. That's going to be played out by Jonathan Caparelli. First corner kick of the evening coming for FC Tucson. This is another area where teams want to be so dangerous whipping balls in. There you get a great look at the 19-year-old Eric Vergen. Vergen with his first professional goal last week. Sent in towards the back post. That one set up, and that one knocked over the bar. Andrew Mangle's ready for that one. As we take a look back, comes towards the spot, and then lining up, and that one going up and over. Kyle Venter nearly had his 5th goal of the season. I don't think you can ever go corner kick without a whistle. Always some jostling going on. Bergen whips it in, and that one up off Jones. Great 2 chances there for FC Tucson. Mangle's not happy with what he saw from his club. Chattanooga last week, Tim Hankinson not happy with the way his team possessed the ball. Thought his team had way too many turnovers. That's one of the things they wanted to work on this week at practice. He did like the response, though, especially after they fell to North Texas. He thought the response was good and the effort was there. And without a good effort, without desire, that's not a way that you're going to have a recipe to win games. You need effort, you need desire if you want to move on and make a push. Batista unable to keep that in. Now Chattanooga with their first corner kick of the evening. For the Red Wolves on the season, 25 goals on the year. Meanwhile, for FC Tucson, 30 goals on the season. The Brazilian over at the far corner. This one sent up, and Ejimadu doing a good job of snagging that out in midair. Philip Ejimadu out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, the 19-year-old, but he can represent Brazil or the USA. He's played in Sao Paulo. For FC Tucson, like many of the teams in League One play, they do better at home than they do on the road. 4 wins, 1 loss, and 3 draws. Meanwhile, for Chattanooga, on the road, 2 wins, 5 losses, and 4 draws. It's a tough road stretch for Chattanooga as they look to get a win tonight in Tucson. Walefi with the left, and that one sails wide. Might have been deflected. I should say Yaya Sisi on the shot from that. Sisi able to create a little space, and that one just going wide. But a great look there from the 21-year-old from the Ivory Coast. Sent in towards the far side of the box. This is the 3rd and final meeting between these 2 clubs. The first one we showed you at the start of it. It was all FC Tucson 4-0 victory, and the last one ended up being a 1-1 draw. Hurst. Greg Hurst coming over from Scotland, and one of the things that Tim Hankinson's excited about is how he links up with Stephen Beattie as well as Cito Seone. He thinks that he can have a good 3 players connecting with one another. It's only going to take a matter of time, this being the 4th game Greg Hurst has played with Chattanooga. And we'll take a look back at this replay. Batista trying to clear that, but goes right into Yaya Sisi's head. Sisi obviously not ready for that one. Surprised him as he is on the ground. You just hope that he'll be able to get up. And we were talking about how difficult of a road stretch this is for Chattanooga. This is their 2nd game of a 4-game road trip. They had the 1-1 draw against Tormenta last week. Next, they're at Toronto, and then against Lansing. There's Tim Hankinson, the Chattanooga head coach. A man that seems to have just about gone everywhere is Yaya Cece able to walk off. Again, getting the thumbs up there, so that's a great sign. But you always worry when you get an unexpected ball to the face just when you're not prepared for it. Cece able to jog off. Yaya Cece played at Eastern Florida State Junior College before going pro. He's also played with the Dalton Red Wolves, USL 2 affiliate. There is Timmy Meal. Meal in his first game with the Red Wolves, coming over earlier this week as Yaya Cece's back on the field, and Cece, the man, actually had that up in the air. Wheeler Aminu plays it wide. Delgado's speed is not going to be able to catch up to that ball, just a little bit too much weight on it. Great thought process there from Wheeler Aminu, and that's the thing. You get these guys on the wing, you're looking at Devin Jamga, you're looking at Guillermo Delgado, they can run, and then you got another threat inside, and Ramon Howe. They got some thoroughbreds that can really get to it. And then, of course, you have the show pony up front in Jordan Jones. Leads the team in scoring, also has 3 assists on the year. And then you got the stable back line, the Clydesdales, led by the wily veteran and the captain, Kyle Venter. And now here, Lamar Batista will come up for the throw. Into the area. Seone puts it high into the sky. And now a corner for FC Tucson. And once again, Eric Vergen will come over for this corner. Vergen, the first FC Tucson youth product to score a goal for the pro side. As he sends it towards the spot, headed down, and that one scooped up. Bergen with another great corner. Right now, he is showing accuracy. There, Jones with a great look. There's some jostling before that drew a whistle. We would like to thank First Watch, the Daytime Cafe, for providing our ball kits for tonight's match. First Watch doing an excellent job providing the help. As this is played by Connor Doyle, flicked back, and no one there for Chattanooga. As Yamadu plays it wide. Mukasa. Mukasa, a goal in that first game against Chattanooga. He scored the second goal. Osworth, dispossessed on the ball. BT, and just miscommunication between BT and Yaya Cece. Yaya Cece was making a diagonal run to the near side, and BT played it to the far side. Great to hear the beating of the drums tonight in Tucson. Somehow keeping that in is Caparelli. Doyle leaves it back. Ampanza plays it to Meal. Meal, the 23-year-old, went to Indiana University. This is his first year in the USL. Started out with North Carolina before coming over here. Doyle. Here's Seone, so dangerous on the ball. Seone trying to bring it back to his left as that ball's stolen away. And now FC Tucson looking to counter. but that's going to be slowed up at midfield. Chattanooga in the first 2 games, 66% of the possession, and all that did was get them 1 goal. Milarminu to Hosworth. And Casa will play it back to Ejimadu. Now we've seen some of FC Tucson's patience. They're not always looking to run. They will go patient if they need to. It's one of those tough things to put that pressure on for an entire 90 minutes. That's what they like to get to, the way that Phoenix plays more, but they're still trying to build themselves up to where they're able to play at that pace with that pressure. And nothing going as Jordan Jones was in the vicinity. Meal. Surveying the pitch, and he'll go short. That ball dispossessed by Jamga. He has Batista to his left, but he goes to the middle trying to find Jones. Jones sends it back across, deflected, and Guillermo tripped over Delgado. And that will be a penalty against Chattanooga. Chattanooga trying to explain their side of the story. Jamga pushes it ahead to Jordan Jones. And Jones would attack and then slow it, play it back to the spot. There's Delgado, and there you see him get tripped up on the play by the newcomer, Timmy Meal. And now that sends Jordan Jones to the spot. Last time he started things out with a goal from the penalty kick spot. Can he make it once again? Tucson on the season 3 for 3 on penalties. Jones looking to make it 4 for 4. Chattanooga has only allowed 1 penalty of that to Jordan Jones. And make it 2 to Jordan Jones as he gets the first of the night once again for FC Tucson. Well, you go back to the first time these two teams met. Jordan Jones from the spot steps up, slots it in, and he does the same thing once again. Mangles gets us to his right. Jordan hits it right. Jordan Jones hits it right to the side that Mangles just dove from. For Jordan Jones, that's his 7th goal of the season. Mill on a high boot, not going to get it. Jones out of Pacific Grove, California. Drafted number 47 overall in 2018 by LAFC. Chattanooga now playing from behind as Doyle gets it in the circle. Cece gives it a go. Now for Chattanooga, how do they respond trailing by 1 goal? Last time they were able to come out with a score line of 1-1. They will have their work cut out for them this evening. FC Tucson will not slow down. FC Tucson coming off a 3-1 win over Orlando City B. Orlando City B really lucky to get that goal there late in a game that was all FC Tucson. In fact, Darren Sawatsky thought that they could have scored a couple more goals. Seone Cece pops it into the night. Hurst giving chase. For FC Tucson, in their last 6 games, coming here at Keno Sports Complex, they had scored 12 goals to just 4. So now you can add another tally to that total. For FC Tucson, during that time, 3 players have scored 2 goals or more. Jordan Jones, Devin Jamga, and the center back, Kyle Venter. You can see the success that FC Tucson has when scoring first, as Wheeler Minu will play it outside. Over the top to Jordan Jones. Jones with his left sends it towards the spot. Legato, that one blocked by Connor Doyle. Chattanooga, they have yet to win when giving up that first goal. 6 losses, 4 draws. Batista heads it forward. And this will go out for a goal kick. For Chattanooga, the one thing you can talk about with this team is they have plenty of experience littered all over this roster. You can talk about Stephen Beatty being 30, Cito Seone, another 30-year-old. Tony Walls, a 29-year-old. Nothing to panic about yet for the Red Wolves. They do have the spot that is ahead of FC Tucson. They want to create some breathing room. But right now, trailing here, the 1 goal coming from Jordan Jones. Great look there at Darren Sawatsky, FC Tucson's head coach. Also played in MLS. And Venture will let this roll back to Ejimadu. Caparelli moving forward. That one too far, as Batista now will just play it out. Batista had a lot more time to actually collect that if you want to set up. But elects to have his players get back on defense. For FC Tucson, 7 points they earned on their 6-game road trip. One of those ones where you would have liked to see more points come out, but last week, coming back home, getting the win against Orlando City B, and now looking for their 2nd straight win in a row. They want to go on a run. They want to make a push for the playoffs. Seone, that one blocked away. Good job there by Luke Hosworth, getting his right leg in the passing lane. Doyle. Down into the channel. Cece and Batista going at it, and Cece unable to get there as he runs out of room. Look at Chattanooga trying to bolster their roster. You have the signing of Greg Hurst nearly a month ago. And then you also add in Timmy Meal to that back line. Trying to strengthen, trying to find different ways that they can make a push for the playoffs. Ramon Howell. Jones trying to cut through. And good job there by Meal to stop Jones from getting by. Cece lays it back. Doyle goes outside, but no one there. The 6'5" Batista will slow things up. Nice little move to get around and plays it inside. Jamga denied the pathway. Walefi, the Brazilian. Offside flag up against Greg Hurst. Greg Hurst had a sterling Scotland. Made his debut as a sub in a 2-1 win against Tormenta. That one about a month ago. He had an assist in that game to Cito Seone. Large reason they brought Greg Hurst in, he would add more depth and be great on the attack. He was signed officially August 7th. At 18 years old, he had a trial with Everton in the EPL. BT. Meal. Guillermo Delgado. Howell. Howell played it behind Jones. Now Howell trying to make amends, trips up Meal. Doyle. Ampansa. Walefi. Great triangle pass in there by Chattanooga as they now begin to move forward. BT, the Irishman. Ampansa. Meal. Chattanooga just slowly building forward. Wheeler Aminu going over the top. Jamga, great play there by Ampansa. Caparelli. Ampansa. Mel. Beatty in the center circle. Tony Walls on the outside. Beatty in the circle. Mel walking up. This will find its way past the end line, and that gives us time now. Select is the official ball supplier of USL League One and many of the finest leagues in the world. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Walls on the throw. Walls a 29-year-old out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Doyle, Ampansa. Ampansa sidesteps Jones. Hurst. Little room to work with. Well, Effie. Hurst with his left, brings it to his right. Shot, and that one narrowly misses. Ejimadu had to protect that far post. Greg Hurst nearly had his first goal with Chattanooga there. Here Hurst cuts by, gets Howell out of position, and then fires back across. He had the right idea, had the right setup, just did not have the finish. One of the things that Tim Hankinson talked about with Greg Hurst as he's trying to get him really more involved with his teams. He knows that his goal scoring will come. It's only a matter of time. But really, he just wants to get him situated, familiar with what Chattanooga likes to do, the different runs that he would like to see Greg Hurst make throughout a game. Really just trying to build on connection with Seone, as well as Stephen Beatty and the rest of the team. But there you might be seeing some more confidence build for Greg Hurst as he gets more comfortable with his Chattanooga team. Delgado trying to squeeze by, but Caparelli able to at least cut Delgado off, and Delgado pushing Caparelli down, and now kicks the ball out. Got to be careful there. Don't want to be booked for a silly mistake. We do have one booking on the evening. Bergen to the captain, Kyle Venter. Jamga. Jamga will turn it around. Bergen at midfield. Bergen, the local product out of Tucson. Spent a year with New Mexico. And the former Lobo gets the ball back on his boot. Wakasa. Here's Kyle Venter. Batista, the 6'5" left back, trying to chip that one over, unable to get it around the defender, Yaya Cece. Doyle. Cece trying to go back inside to Doyle, but Doyle had slowed up his run. Wheeler-Minu will play it wide. Hosworth. Now, once again, you're seeing the patience of FC Tucson. They have the 1-goal lead on the goal scored by Jordan Jones in the 17th minute from the penalty spot. Ejimadu. Casa sends it on the ground to Jones. Bergen. Hosworth. Bergen. Being harassed by Walefi. Howell. Jamga. Wheeler-Minu in the circle. Wakasa. Once again, FC Tucson will retreat. And trying to find a weakness in Chattanooga. Trying to find a little open pocket, some open space, some lanes they can pass through, but right now Chattanooga, at least cutting off those angles at the moment. Howell down the line, and that one's stolen away. It comes right to the boot of Delgado. Delgado to Howell. Bergen, head up, looking for someone to pass to. Bergen plays it wide. Delgado Lost one high to the backside of the box. Just a poor touch there from Guillermo Delgado. FC Tucson had everything lined up on that last run, but Delgado need that ball to be more on a line. Vergen with his right. That one hits the crossbar, bounces down, and then played back by Ampanza. And diving on top is Mangles. Great chance there from the young 19-year-old. Just rises, goes down off the turf, and then Ampanza falling back to help his goalkeeper. But what a rip there by Vergen. Well, he gets his first pro goal last week, nearly had his second of his career. And now Delgado, plenty of space to work with. Cuts behind Walefi. Jones turns. I think there was a missed opportunity right there on a possible chop, but we'll go back and we'll look at that Eric Vergen rip. Right foot. Oh. If Mangles isn't out of the way, that could have very well hit him in the back, as our producer pointed out. Jamga sends it in, headed up by Mel. And now a corner kick here for FC Tucson as they look for that second goal. Nearly had it from the 19-year-old Eric Vergen. Inward swinging ball. Trying to find the 6'5" Batista, but right there is Mangles, the 25-year-old out of Lafayette, California. Mangles last year with Portland Timbers too. 2017 he was with the San Francisco Deltas where he won a championship. Wheeler Aminu. The Harvard grad in possession. Wheeler Aminu, drafted by Atlanta United, number 46 overall in MLS Super Draft in 2017.
Yeah. Penalty kick. Penalty kick.
Casa on the ground, roller. Jones. Hosworth plays it wide. Jamga trying to find Jones, but that pass cut out by Walefi. BT. Howell at the center of the park. Return pass to Batista. Batista in the area, trying to cut across, pauses, sets it up. Trying to find the head of Jordan Jones, but that one nodded away. And then tripped up from behind is Greg Hurst by the captain, Kyle Venter. There you see Venter usher Hurst to the ground, got his leg in front of Hurst as well as a little push in the back. Caparelli. Seone. Doyle back to Seone. Seone trying to create a little bit of space, and then he's going to be brought down by Hosworth. Well, that one, you can't hide that one. First yellow card. Hosworth probably in the right to do that with the way that Seone was looking to make a run. He had space to work with, Hosworth given the yellow. And If Sayone gets behind Hosworth there, if he doesn't rip him down, great chance for Sayone to get a shot off and possibly find an equalizer. Hosworth, a 23-year-old out of Woodbury, Minnesota. 16th start of the season tonight. And Cody Wakasa also getting a yellow card on that run. Wakasa might have said something to our official. Missed opportunity there on that set piece for the Chattanooga Red Wolves. Look at these FC Tucson goalkeepers in Carlos Marancio and Philip Ejimadu. The one thing that Darren Sawatsky said about both of them is that he does not expect them to be in Tucson that long. He thinks both of them have high potential and they're going to be playing at a much higher level. It's only a matter of time, and he thinks that's going to come sooner rather than later. Looking at Ejimadu, an LAFC product. Now we'll take a look back at the card sequence. So you get the first one for Hosworth ripping down Sayone, and then the second one comes to Wakasa. And that was after, as you saw it a little bit ago, where he ripped the ball to the other side of the pitch, and that's what won Wakasa that yellow card. For Hosworth, though, you go back and you look at what that yellow card did. Well, he's going to have to miss the next game, as he now has 5 yellow cards. 2 players tonight from Chattanooga out with yellow card accumulation, and Leo Fala, as well as Zaguro. And now next week, FC Tucson will be without Luke Hosworth. For Cody Wakasa, just his 2nd yellow card of the year. Vergen. Villarminu on the wing, and that one just a little too strong for Guillermo Delgado. Well, Delgado started out on the right side, but about 5 minutes or so ago, Jamga switching over that side, and now Delgado staying on the far wing. FC Tucson not afraid to move people around. 42nd minute, FC Tucson up 1-0. Don't forget at half, stick around. We'll have some news and notes for you. We'll also have some highlights. Lots of exciting things to check out here at half. Vergen. Wakasa. Vergen with her last true chance at a goal as he hit it off the crossbar. Ball bounced down and then nearly followed up, but Mangel's able to smother the ball. Leffy. Here's Doyle. Somehow keeping that in was Caparelli. Dummy ball there, just miscommunication. And that's what you're seeing trying to be worked out between Cito Sayone and Greg Hurst. That will come over a little bit more time that they get to spend with one another. Obviously they can work that out in practice. Really one of those other places where you can really build that chemistry is through gameplay. Hosworth. Villarminu. Howell. Vergen loops it over right into the path of Jamga. Jamga, far post. Fans, you can continue to enjoy the USL on ESPN through the 2022 season. The USL is excited to announce that the championship and League One will remain with the leader in sports for 3 more years. ESPN Plus will continue to be the home of all things USL, and at least 19 games a year will be featured on the ESPN family of networks, including 9 games on ESPN Deportes. Continue to follow, support, and watch your club on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Hurst. Walefi. And that one nodded away by a diving Wheeler Aminu. Wheeler Aminu, another little fun fact about him, he's an accredited vocal singer. Harvard grad and a great singer. Well, the 24-year-old making a name for himself with FC Tucson. He's the second most minutes on the team coming into this evening. Doyle. Batista changes directions. That one off Doyle. And Batista's going to win that jump ball, all 6'5" of him. Jamga can't keep it in play on the near sideline. Doyle. Mel. Down the channel. And that one once again cut out by Batista. Delgado on the far side giving chase. Good job there by Doyle. Position himself in front of the ball. And Guillermo Delgado will have 2 minutes of stoppage time here added on in the first half. Jordan Jones with the lone goal coming from the spot. Hot night tonight in Tucson here in the desert. Had some storms early, but left some humidity behind. And for Chattanooga, the humidity won't be a problem. FC Tucson unbeaten in their last 6 at home. Wakasa. Venter.
He's the own Star Wars.
Wheeler Minu. And nothing going for FC Tucson on that long ball. Ampansa. The Brazilian Walefi. Once again, Batista just nodding that one away. They tried going down that right side, but Batista has done a marvelous job tonight of preventing anything from being worked in from that wing. Wakasa. Batista, and he'll simply play it back, and FC Tucson might be happy just working these station to station essentially and just wasting more time away here. Trying to go into half with a 1-0 lead. Jamga gets around Caparelli, and Jamga ushered to the ground by Caparelli, and this will be a free kick. And now maybe here on this late set piece, FC Tucson looking for a way to find their second goal. Here you see the Argentine just grabbing Jamga. Bergen about a little bit more than 30 yards out. Yeah, I think he's got to be looking for maybe Kyle Venter, possibly Jordan Jones as well, 2 of the taller players on the squad. Sends it in. And there is the final whistle of the first half. FC Tucson goes into half with a 1-0 lead from the goal from Jordan Jones coming from the spot. His 7th and team-leading goal of the season. And right now, I think in this one, it has been all FC Tucson. Chattanooga needs to find a way to come out here in the second half and just give themselves a chance to create opportunities. They did not create many chances in the first half, but for FC Tucson, they found success and ultimately the 1-goal lead as we head to half. But we'll head to break. Plenty for you in return. Stick around. FC Tucson 1, Chattanooga 0. Welcome back to Tucson. We are at half as we take a look back at last week's matches for both clubs. We'll start off with South Georgia Tormenta and Chattanooga. Chattanooga would fall early to Tormenta. Tormenta getting their first goal in what is a rare moment for Tormenta, as here Charlie Dennis would take it to his left and he would slot it in the back left corner. Charlie Dennis and Tormenta up early, hoping to steal one at home as they had been struggling, but that would not be the case as Chattanooga would find themselves back in this. And what it would come from, this set piece from Zaguro, sends it in, goes off the head of Tony Wallace, out at the top of the box to Cito Seone, and he puts it in the back left corner, and that would even things up. Now we'll head over to FC Tucson and Orlando City B. This one, FC Tucson getting on the board early. This one finding the foot of Guillermo Delgado. He would have the first goal for FC Tucson. FC Tucson on the road, good to be back home. They spent 6 games in a row away from Tucson, but then Julian Chadje gives it away to Jordan Jones. He somehow gets back on his feet and just sends a slow roller in, and that would be another goal for FC Tucson, the second of the night here. Jones once again sends it to the top of the box, and then Eric Vergen, the Tucson product, gets his first professional goal coming off this assist from Jordan Jones. Orlando City B would add in one final goal, but it'd be a little bit too late as they were not able to get themselves back in this. FC Tucson takes it from Orlando City B at home, and they're trying to do the same tonight. But now we'll head over to North Texas and Tormenta. North Texas putting a thrashing on Tormenta. This one coming on Tuesday. Ricardo Pepe with 2 PK goals. He now has 9 on the year, which is second best in League One. It was just an absolute demolish by North Texas as they find their way now back into that top spot in League One. We've seen 3 different teams there throughout the course of these past few weeks, but North Texas, they struggled for a little bit, but now finding some rhythm once again as they work their way back up. Now for Ford Madison and Greenville Triumph, well, Madison, they have been struggling as of late. Chris Bermudez here would get it to his left and they curl it into the top corner. And for Greenville Triumph, getting the lead early on the road, that's always a big thing. And then who else is going to be big? Dallas J, who leads the league in goals against average, being marvelous for Greenville. Here, the ball played out wide. There, Jay in position, just able to punch it away, gets the rebound, and that one cleared off the line. What a tremendous night for Dallas J, who has 12 clean sheets on the year, which is also the league's best. And now we'll take a look back at the scoreboard going back from last Saturday. Ford Madison getting a win against the Richmond Kickers. We talked about North Texas and what they did to Tormenta. But Ford Madison, we just mentioned it a moment ago, falling to Greenville at home. That was a rough loss. FC Tucson off a 6-game road trip coming home and getting a big win at home, and then the tie that you have between South Georgia and Chattanooga, that one 1-1 with a final. Next up for Tucson, Red Hot Lansing Ignite visits the Keno Sports Complex. Winners of its last 4 contests, Lansing tasted the top of the table twice in the last 7 days and are aiming for home field in League One playoffs. Tucson defeated Lansing 2-0 here back at the end of April, and the two sides drew 2-2 in Michigan on July 13th. This one kicks off next Friday at 7:30 local, 10:30 Eastern on ESPN+. And now prior to the Tucson game next Friday, Chattanooga heads north of the border to tangle with Toronto FC2. The two sides will play twice in the final 5 weeks and drew 2-2 in Chattanooga back on June 1st. Jordan Perusa and Toronto FC2 are trying to climb back into the playoff race and lead the league in goals scored at home. The game takes place next Friday, 4 p.m. at the BMO Training Ground in Toronto. Wednesday Night Soccer takes us to Sin City as the Las Vegas Lights and Phoenix Rising will go at it. Vegas taking on the top team in the Western Conference.
Torre will shoot. He will score. Calvin Torre. Oh, something. Something's good. Oh my goodness. Lubin, what a save. Outstanding individual effort. They stand together. Powers delivery. Goes it out! The beauty! Into the captain.
Garcia flicks it in there, back of the net.
Trying to find Chang, does the volley, and that one batted out.
Into the penalty area. Rito, near post finish. What a goal!
They have this long win streak going, but it's because they're taking care of opportunities as this strike goes up and in.
How about Ferris? How good is this?
This one whistled all the way across, headed on frame, tipped over the bar and cleared out by Levine.
Here's Johnson. Saw the goal momentarily. Shot taken by Poco! Scored! He's got the brace.
Oh, it's saved by Lorendi. Puts it back. Fires a shot, trickles on and in. Charlie Dennis back the other way down the right flank, takes it himself.
Slides it into the 18. That ball's touched into the back of the net. And no room to turn, but Bergen! One touch strike.
But here's Joe Gallardo now coming forward. Gallardo still on the ball. Gallardo takes a shot, it's pushed away.
Ball is loose inside the 18. Moshabani comes over, shot, stop made by Aviles. Silva will have a hit. Oh, good save by Metamadu. From the moment he left his boot, it looked destined for goal. Alma N4 hesitates, fires, and finds the back of the net.
And big news, ESPN and USL continuing to join forces. You're looking at 19 linear broadcast games. You're looking at games moving over to ESPN and ESPN News, as well as clubs still being allowed to air games locally. So if you don't have either ESPN News or 2, you can still watch it on your local channel. Great time with ESPN and USL linking up. We'll take a look now at the news and the notes. We've talked about this throughout North Texas, leaping up into that top spot. It's hard to believe at one point in the season it looked like they weren't going to lose that position, but they've had to battle their way back, and right now sitting in that top spot at the #1 position. Coutinho recuperating from a midfielder released from the hospital, always a great sign. And then, of course, the player of the week, again, Lansing just on fire right now. And there you have your player of the week. Now we'll look at the goals against leaders, and we talked about it just a few moments ago. In Dallas, Jay, 12 clean sheets. Pablo Yarrow right behind him with 9, and then you have a trio of keepers, including Alex Mangles, who's in this one with 6 clean sheets on the year. Obviously, goalkeeping, you talk about playing big dividends going forward as these teams make a run for the playoffs. And now we will take a look at that standings. Rough go for Tormento as they fall out of the top 4 for the first time. North Texas up top, Lansing right behind them, Greenville Hill, and then Ford Madison in that final 4 spot at the moment. Chattanooga, with a win tonight, they would leapfrog up, but because of goal differential, right now they sit behind in the 6th spot and then lurking behind FC Tucson with 28 points. Schedule for the upcoming week, Tormenta and Richmond Kickers, that one tomorrow night, and then Sunday you have North Texas and Toronto, and then you have the triple header. No games overlapping. You start off right at lunchtime with Toronto and Chattanooga, then late afternoon Orlando City B hosts North Texas, and then you can follow it up right here once again with FC Tucson taking on the hottest team in the league in Lansing Ignite. We'll take one more break, and we have stats and highlights for you when we return. Welcome back. Here at half, 1-0 is our score. The home squad up against Chattanooga. As we take a look back at the highlights from the first 45 minutes of action between FC Tucson and the Chattanooga Red Wolves. Well, FC Tucson doing what they do. They put pressure on Chattanooga. This coming from the corner piece, coming down to Kyle Venter and just popped over by Mangles. Great cross in by the youngster and Vergen, and then Venter nearly tucks it underneath, but Mangles doing a better job of knocking that one out of play here. Greg Hurst would play it in. Cece would get his left boot on it, but he would send it left of the frame. Yeah, Cece with a great look, had enough space to work with that, but just could not slot it home. Then this poked over. Jones plays it back towards the spot, and then tripped up is Delgado by Timmy Mel, and that would help lead to this kick from the spot from Jordan Jones. Chattanooga trying to explain it, but Jones and FC Tucson having none of it as they take the early 1-0 lead. That one coming in the 16th minute, and you look back when these teams played each other in the very first game that they played one another, Jordan Jones got things off with a goal from the penalty spot. Here, the shot from Hurst, and that one just narrowly misses as it finds its way left of the post. But Greg Hurst looking for his first goal in a Red Wolves uniform, unable to find it. But here, brilliant strike. Well, I guess maybe not brilliant because it didn't go in, but quite magnificent hit there from Eric Vergen, looking for his second goal of the year. Got his first professional goal last week, nearly had his second, saved by the crossbar, and then Mangles dives on top to cover it up as we look at the stats. And this one, 3 shots on target for FC Tucson. Chattanooga still trying to find a way to get a shot on Ejimadu. He hasn't had to do much in terms of anything. Maybe not even broke a sweat tonight. But possession, 54% for FC Tucson. After they got that first goal, they have had no issue slowing things down and then picking when they want to move it up. Although also Chattanooga Red Wolves doing a good job of not allowing the counter from FC Tucson. But right now, FC Tucson at home with a 1-0 lead as they look for 3 more points as we near playoffs. Again, the season ending on October 5th. Right now, FC Tucson sitting in the 7th spot with 28 points. Chattanooga 4 points ahead of them with 32. So FC Tucson trying to steal 3 more to prevent to prevent Chattanooga from moving ahead in the standings. If Chattanooga is able to get back in this one and at least get an equalizer, they will move ahead of Ford Madison into that 4th spot. About to get the second half started. Josh Toll with you here this evening. And we are underway for the second 45 between FC Tucson and the Chattanooga Red Wolves. Walefi, the Brazilian, through ball, and Seone just tripped up there by Ramon Howell. Now Jamga playing in, but that pass cut out by Mel. Long ball, but nothing going for Chattanooga. Throw coming here in the attacking third. Tony Walls. Flick back. Hurst. Wheeler-Minu. This is where he can be dangerous, but good job there by Tony Walls of putting his body in front of Wheeler-Minu. Looking at this FC Tucson players, they have sprinters all around. Delgado being one of them. Jamga, Ramon Howell, and also with some wheels is Wheeler-Minu. This will go against Chattanooga. This is the third and final meeting between these two clubs. First one 4-0 win for FC Tucson. The second one ended in a 1-1 draw. FC Tucson trying to take the series. Again, you look at any team in this league, if you take the series, that gives you a good chance to have a good position moving forward. Obviously have to do that against multiple teams. In League One, it's tough for teams to go on the road and get a victory. Chattanooga has their work cut out for them, this being the second game of a 4-game road streak. Last week against Tormenta, they were able to come up with a point. Vergen. Creating a little space. Goes wide. Delgado sends it in, and that one was aiming towards the back post. And if he can just find the head of Jordan Jones, there's a wide open net. Vergen playing it outside. And then just too far, and Jamga was sneaking in on that back post. You go back again to that first game, play like that led to a Devin Jamga goal, almost nearly had the same thing happen there. Rough tackle there for Tony Walls, and that will not be allowed. Wheeler-Minu, the man on the ground for FC Tucson. Take a look back at the replay. Yeah, Walls just chopping down on the legs of Wheeler-Minu. Venter sends it to the wing. Delgado trying to link back up with Luke Cosworth, unable to do so. Ball over the top. Batista. Batista, 1 year with Santa Barbara, a proud gaucho. Howell. And Jamga is going to run out of real estate. FC Tucson wants a whistle against Chattanooga on that one. Bergen. Bergen's been a special player these last 2 weeks for FC Tucson. Had a great chance in the first half for a goal, but hit off the crossbar as Batista trips over his own feet. Leffy. Some misplaced pass in between both squads. For FC Tucson, 6 straight games at home. They have yet to lose. The streak began back on May 18th against this Chattanooga team with that 4-0 scoreline. Sent in, and that one blocked away. Great stop by Mangles. Delgado just picks his head up, has the near post set in his sights, and Mangles there to knock it down. Mangles even giving Delgado a pat on the back there. Bergen sends it high into the sky. Might have been slightly punched away there by Mangles. Jamga towards the back post. Sent right back. And Venter heads that one up on top of the cage. For Kyle Venter, he is a man that Darren Swatsky cannot speak highly enough about, talking about how he's a consummate pro, has the ability to play at any level, can really plug him in anywhere to any team. He's really good in the air, nearly saw it right there. Talking about how smart of a player he is and how he organizes that back line and midfield. Really, if he wants, Venter could head on to be a coach if he would like. He also likes to talk to him when they're scouting opponents and sees what Kyle Venter has to say. Also talked about the timely goals that he has scored through the course of the season. Nearly had one there. You look at Kyle Venter at 6'3", that is a big target to find in the air. You also look at how that helps on the defensive end, especially on set pieces and in corner kicks. Those crosses are whipped in, not afraid to head them away. Good stable group, actually. You talk about all the movement that you see for FC Tucson with various players going up and down. You look at Luke Hosworth, a staple, Lamar Batista, as well as Kyle Venter. Cece, and that one's gonna find its way over the bar. Looking for the latest USL League One news and content? Follow at USL League One on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for exclusive access and updates. Hosworth. Howell. Wakasa on the return pass. Ejimadu sends it towards the center of the park. Cece trying to sneak that one by Wheeler Aminu, but unable to do so. Look at really both these two teams tonight. They've done a good job at cutting off the lanes of passes. Taking the proper angles that they need to and covering up the right channels. Leffy. Doyle. Switch it sides. Too strong of a pass for Tony Walls. Jamga with the right, and that one knocked down by Mangles. Bengals didn't have to move for that one, but that had some heat from behind. Jamga. Here it is, and then just, if that's not right on Mangles, if he has to make Mangles, maybe he sends that to the far post and have to make a diving attempt. That one might get by for the second goal of the evening. Looking at these two teams, the team with a much tougher road to travel is FC Tucson. For FC Tucson, they'll have to play Lansing. They will host them next Friday at 10:30. Lansing obviously up there in the playoff race. They will also have to face North Texas, and they'll have Greenville not once, but twice. Bengals. Launches one. Doyle. Walefi. And Bengals will just scoop this one up now for Chattanooga. Their journey gets much easier. Again, they're on this 4-game road trip. In the middle, they go to Toronto, and then they face Lansing. That one in Michigan. Then they have the 3 final games of the year at home against Orlando City B, Richmond, and Toronto to close it out on October 5th. Jones. At the top, Jones nearly had the second. And now we'll see a substitution for Chattanooga. Wanmare will come in, and off will go Yaya Sisi. All right, 23-year-old from Colombia, Argentina. 2 years with Real Monarchs, as we'll take a look back at that shot. Great run up by Powell, finds Jones, and just narrowly misses. FC Tucson has been knocking on the door for that second goal to give themselves a little bit more breathing room, but still, Chattanooga struggling to find a way to put shots on target. FC Tucson, the much more composed team on the evening. Again, in our conversation with head coach Darren Swatsky, he thought his team was heating up at the right time and that they're going to be a dangerous team moving on through the rest of the season. 3 goals last week against Orlando City B, 1 goal tonight. They've had a couple different chances with some good strikes, just haven't been able to find the back of the net for the second goal. Chattanooga, they need to find a way to level things up. Even if it's taking one of those dangerous shots from distance, might not be the highest chance of probability, but still you get something on target maybe, make Ejimadu have to work, knocks it down. Who knows, maybe you can get a rebound to knock in that first goal. It doesn't need to be the prettiest, you just need to find a way to find the first tally. Bergen trying to spray it wide. Hoswick trying to get around Caparelli. Unable to do so. Bengals with a goal kick. Chattanooga on the road on the season, just 2 wins. They do have 4 draws for FC Tucson at home. 4 wins, just 1 loss and 3 draws. Jones giving chase, play back. Ponsa with enough on that to head it back to Mangles. That's one of those mistakes you do not want to make with a player creeping up in Jordan Jones. Ponsa. Leffy will play it back. Doyle. The Brazilian. There is Marai. Wakasa. Marai trying to be a pest there. That's going to go off the boot of, they're going to say off of FC Tucson, actually. I thought that went off of Greg Hurst. Doyle lining things up. Hurst. He'll spray it wide. And that one's going to take a deflection off Delgado. Leffy. BT trying to get by Batista. That's going to go off the foot of Batista. And now we'll have our second substitution for the Red Wolves. Josue Soto will come in, and off will go Cito Sene. So Sene, a team member of week 22. An assistant goal versus Tormenta, but he is done for the evening as Jose Soto will come on. 1 goal on the year, 2 assists. Played 2 years in Finland. He's also played in the NASL with San Antonio Scorpions. 2013 and 14, he's with Chivas USA in their final years. BT. Nothing going there for the Red Wolves. Quick throw. Here is Soto getting his first touch. Sends it in with the left. Trying to find Marai. Now one just over the head. Well read there by Ejimadu. Here's Soto. Eyes it up. Marai making a run at that 6 and just over and out of reach. Look at Marai, 6'2" target. Trying to use his height to his advantage. Soto also knowing that, playing a higher ball. Just a little bit too far though. Venter. Batista.
Yeah.
Batista knocked off the ball by Tony Walls. Tony Walls, great position there, boxing out Batista. Leffy. Here's BT. BT. Nice little threaded ball through. Marai. Too much on that. He had BT wide open at the top of the box. Just need that ball to be a little bit slower now. Looking at counter is FC Tucson. Wheeler Minu into the area. Jamga played it back. Jones puts it in, and Jones now has 2 on the evening. Oh no, they're gonna say offside. FC Tucson looked like they had their second of the evening. Great build-up here. Wheeler Minu just gets around Yaya Cece, or I should say Ampansa, plays it to the back post where Devin Jamga is, and then waiting at the 6 was Jordan Jones, but Jamga offside. All FC Tucson needs is a little room. And then when they get that room, they are off to the races. Just a mistimed play. Jamga sitting on that back post. Here's Jamga. play a different angle for you. Here's Wheeler Aminu playing it forward, and Jamga offside. Just behind that back line. And a collision there between Wheeler Aminu. On the ground is Timmy Mell, the newcomer for Chattanooga. Just came over from North Carolina FC. Now a 23-year-old in his first season. Played at Indiana University. And here you'll see the collision. Like maybe Wheeler Aminu got a little bit of that toe. It looked much worse in actual real time than it did when you slow it down like that. And there it looked like there was barely any touch between the two players. Mello will get the thumbs up though, as he'll have to head off. He'll be back. Lefty now lined up at the center of the circle. Balls. And Ponsa. Soto. And now Mel back on for Chattanooga, as this will go against Marai. Batista. Down the line. Here's Jamga. Attacking the area. Great tackle there by Mel, but comes to the feet of Howell. Howell into the 6. Howell with a little bit of space. Sends a square ball over, trying to find Jones. Delgado also in the area for FC Tucson. Now a long throw for Batista, who has proved many times that he can get into the middle of the box here. Does it once again, flick back. Bacasa winning that one for FC Tucson. Ball was bouncing around. It looked like Chattanooga was going to have a chance, but unable to come up with it. Batista. Howell. Howell. Ball's on Howell. And that's going to take a ricochet. It's going to find its way out for the throw. Jamga. Two defenders on them. Splits through and then nearly does it again. Almost got through Walefi and Mel, but unable to do so. But at least forces a corner. For Chattanooga, they have used 2 subs tonight. FC Tucson still with all 3, as that's played out by Mel. And hard work there by Devin Jamga. Trying to create a little space to work with. FC Tucson 4 points behind Chattanooga in the standings. 32 points for Chattanooga, 28 for FC Tucson as Bergen sets up. Inward swinging ball. Batista heads it into the mixer. Punched away. Chattanooga looking to run. Trying to find a way to get just a quality shot on, as Mare is offside. 71st minute, 1-0 is our score. Our lone goal coming in the 16th minute off a penalty kick by Jordan Jones for FC Tucson. That is where we sit. FC Tucson has had the better chances this evening, but only find the one goal via the way of the penalty kick as this is sent in towards the area. Howell. Here you see the calmness of FC Tucson. Bergen. He'll go all the way back to the captain. Osworth. To Wakasa. Here's Jordan Jones tracking back. Bergen. Wheeler Aminu. Floating one towards the back post. Jamga brings it down on the end line. Bergen. Lining things up towards the 6. This one will not go in favor of Jones. Fans, the USL unveiled its elite youth platform, USL Academy. This allows clubs at all levels across the USL to develop its local youth and compete at the highest level across the United States, including the USL Academy Cup. For more information, visit uslsoccer.com/academy. Wheeler Aminu trying to find someone to pass to. Bergen. And he'll leave this one back. Osworth to Wheeler Aminu. Inside pass. Great return from Delgado. Gets it back. Shot. Takes a deflection. And Jamga chases it down. Sent in. FC Tucson once again with a great opportunity, just unable to capitalize. Walefi. Soto switches sides. Misplaced pass there by Josue Soto. Osworth with the throw. Chattanooga needs to find a way to work their way into the attacking third. And once again, this long ball goes out of play. The Red Wolves need to give themselves a way to create. You got to hand it to FC Tucson, making it difficult for Chattanooga to get any kind of shot really anywhere near frame tonight. You go back, the best chance coming from Jose Soto, ball that was intended for Marai that just fell into the hands. Marai to fall in the hands of Ejimadu. Walls. That one headed up by Venter. Batista gets his body in front of BT. we'll see who that's going to go against. It looks like that's going to go. This one goes against Chattanooga, and while Venter not doing much in terms of an effort to reach down for the ball. FC Tucson still has all 3 subs to work with if they choose. Chattanooga just 1 remaining sub. 2 players on, Juan Mare and Jose Soto. That one headed away by Mangles. Jones doing enough to make Mangles come out at the top of his area. Vergen. And Vergen tripped up by Walefe. It's Eric Vergen. He has a promising future ahead of him. Just spent 1 year at New Mexico. Grew up in the FC Tucson youth organization. First player to score a goal for the pro squad from the youth organization. He did that last week. 1 goal, 1 assist on the year. Here you see Bergen just cutting in and that back heel out. Tripping up Vergen. And now he'll send it in. He was giving it a go on that one. There's one thing right now Vergen does not lack, it's confidence. Sometimes, especially you look at these youngsters that are in their teens still, it's only a matter of time when they're playing with players that are much older than them. You look at Andrew Wheeler-Aminu, a 24-year-old that Vergen has to play for, Carson Hanlon, a 25-year-old. You look at some of the older guys, Kyle Venter, 28 years old. At times that can be intimidating. You even look at Chattanooga's side. Talk about Stephen Beatty being 30 years old, as well as Cito Seone. Lots of experience sprinkled throughout this league, as well as a lot of younger players as well trying to make a name for themselves. Once again, switching the point of attack. Batista, missed touch on that, but BT not able to take advantage of the mistake. And Ponsa. Delgado sprays it wide. And no one there for FC Tucson. Now FC Tucson will make their first substitution of the evening. Zach Wright will come on and Guillermo Delgado will go off. Delgado doing a good job on the wing tonight for Darren Sawatsky. Zach Wright, a 23-year-old out of Smithville, Texas. Proud North Carolina Tar Heel. Wright is with the Tar Heels, 15 goals and 28 assists, second team all ACC with North Carolina. Mari trying to beat Ejimadu to the ball. Mari taken down. Chattanooga wanting a penalty and not going to get it, as we'll take a look back. Great play there by Hurst to play it over. And then Mare going over the top. Ejimadu was already on the ground, batting that ball out of play. So Mare in Chattanooga will at least have a corner. The Brazilian sends it in, headed up by Batista. Walefe. BT. Sent in with the left. Headed up Great job by Tony Walls going up and getting that one. He elevated for that ball, but just could not bring it down on frame. Now we'll take a look back at this cross on this replay. Lefty getting it up there, and then Walls doing a good job jumping for that one, using his vertical. But just could not get his head behind the ball to bring it at a downward angle. Ejimadu still on the ground, the 19-year-old. Now we'll bring out the trainer. We'll have now we'll have the final substitution coming for Chattanooga. Players get water. Alexei Jaimes, the 21-year-old out of Anaheim, will come in. And off will go Tony Walls. Jaimes played at played at Salt Lake Community College. Part of the Park City Red Wolves too. Ejimadu able to walk things off. Darren Swansky, he feels comfortable with both Philip Ejimadu or Carlos Marancio in. Marancio has played in 8 games on the season. Meanwhile, Ejimadu, this being his 14th game. If the score were to stand, Ejimadu would have his 4th shutout of the season. Chattanooga still trying to find that equalizer. Still plenty of time left. 8 minutes in regulation, and then however much time is added on in stoppage. Soto, R.A. Soto, diagonal ball. Jaimes heads it down, and then Batista clears it away. That one goes over the head of Jordan Jones, and he somehow gets it back. Jones cuts back. And he tries to play it wide, but too soft of a pass. Jaimes. Lefi in the circle. BT. Just too much on that pass. Caparelli well up. Who's up, who's down? Where does your club sit? Find out every Monday in the official USL League One Power Rankings, only on USLLeague1.com. Fans, you can continue to enjoy the USL on ESPN through the 2022 season. The USL is excited to announce that the championship and League One will remain with the leader in sports for 3 more years. ESPN Plus will continue to be the home of all things USL and at least 19 games. Pushing forward here with a late chance and then tripped up. FC Tucson wants another penalty, not going to get it, but at least 19 games a year will be featured on the ESPN family of networks, including 9 games on ESPN Deportes. Continue to follow, support, and watch your club on ESPN and ESPN Plus. We'll go back and look at that replay here. Zach Wright pushing in, just tripped up, maybe Connor Doyle got a piece. Now there's a questionable call on the other end, and then maybe right there again, FC Tucson possibly could have had their second coming from the spot, but no penalties awarded to either team. Jamga jumps around Walefi, trying to play it wide. Soto dances at midfield. Doyle goes wide. That one kept in on the far touchline. Soto. Jamba will lay this one back to Batista. Batista tripped up, and that will garner a whistle. Mar Batista, 6'5", out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. We will have another card dished out. This one, the first of the evening, to Chattanooga. Mar Batista being looked at by Kyle Venter, trying to stretch this out, maybe a cramp. But that one going against Juan Mare. For Mare, his second yellow card of the season. Again, 2 players out tonight for Chattanooga on yellow card accumulation. Leo Fala as well as Vangel Zaguro. You're looking at next week, Luke Hosworth will be out for FC Tucson as he got his 5th yellow card of the season. Cody Wakasa, the other player with a yellow card in tonight's match, but he only now has 2. You look at who these teams play going forward. That's a huge factor in terms of yellow cards for FC Tucson without one of their more consistent players in Luke Hosworth next week against a team in Lansing who sits second in the playoff standings. Jaime is the 21-year-old. Mel. Caparelli sends it high into the sky, trying to find the back post. Just a few minutes remains in this one as FC Tucson looks for their 8th win of the season and their 4th shutout of the year. Chattanooga trying to find a way just to give themselves any kind of chance. As now the Spaniard, Tarun, the 28-year-old, will come in. And off will come Devin Jamga. Devin Jamga, another solid night for FC Tucson. Now Tarun will look to help close things out. He's also played with Sporting, I should say, Sociedad Deportiva. Batista. This one's gonna find Tarun. Tarun. Jaime's right there. Good job winning possession for the Red Wolves. And tripped up is Jaime's for FC Tucson. But win tonight pushes them to 31 points, and that puts them right in that playoff mixer. Chattanooga with 32 points, Tormenta with 32 points, and Ford Madison all with 32 points. Mare. That ball knocked away from behind. Seems like anytime Chattanooga gets close to the 18, FC Tucson does enough to win the ball back. Chattanooga, while they're having issues tonight, their road does get much easier. Just one team right now in the playoffs that they will face the remainder of this one. Tarun sends one towards the spot. Jones. That will not matter. But for Chattanooga, their next 5 games after this, 2 on the road. Again, on this 4-game road trip against Toronto and Lansing. And yeah, it does get the left arm there of Jordan Jones. But the next 2 on the road against Toronto and Lansing, then 3 at home against Orlando City B, Richmond Kickers, and Toronto FC. Very much winnable games as they can push themselves into a playoff position. Trying to find a way here with 4 minutes of stoppage time that's been added on to get an equalizer. But for FC Tucson, this will be a big win because they have 6 games, and a tough 6 games at that, against Lansing, against Greenville twice, Richmond in there, that being one of their easier ones. They'll have Forward Madison and North Texas to close out the year. Howell sets up. Batista. And that one played out for a throw. Even with the win tonight, FC Tucson will sit 7th in the standings, but they will now have 31 points. The team at the top of the table at the moment is North Texas, and right behind them, Lansing, followed by Greenville, and then in that final 4th spot is Forward Madison. Forward Madison, one of those 3 teams with 32 points. After this, we will take a look at the updated standings so you know where everyone sits. FC Tucson looking to hold on to a 1-0 win. This would be the 4th clean sheet of the season for Philip Ejimadu. In fact, he has all the shutouts for FC Tucson. BT. Mel somehow able to stand up, and then he's tripped up from behind. And this will bring out a yellow card. Chattanooga wanted to play that one fast, but they're not going to be able to. Soto lines it up. How the night goes, just missed chances for Chattanooga. Chattanooga coming on the road, but ultimately not going to be able to come up with 3 points or 1 point for that matter, as FC Tucson has been the better of the 2 clubs tonight. Maybe one last go here for the Red Wolves to find the equalizer. Jaimes dispossessed on the ball by Batista. This is the 3rd and final meeting between these 2. FC Tucson looking to take 2 of 3. I don't know why you're doing that at the end of the night for Tarun, to try to clear the ball with, well, you're going with a bicycle clearance. And now you give the ball right to the Red Wolves. Silly play there by Tarun. And coming up is Mangles. Sent in. And then cleared away by Wheeler Aminu, and there is the final whistle, and FC Tucson comes out on top with a score of 1-0, and they now have 8 wins on the season. For Chattanooga, they now have 7 losses, so 8 wins, 7 losses, and 8 draws for the Red Wolves on the year. FC Tucson Their third straight win at home. They have not lost at home in 7 games, making Keno Sports Complex a fortress here as they move further into the season, trying to make a run here at the playoffs. They gain 3 more points. They now have 31 points on the year for Philip Ejimadu. He gets his 4th shutout of the season for FC Tucson. We'll take a break and we'll come back with highlights from tonight's match between FC Tucson and Chattanooga. Welcome back. Our final score, FC Tucson 1, Chattanooga Red Wolves 0, as we'll take a look back at the highlights from this match between these two clubs. It's the third and final meeting between FC Tucson and the Red Wolves. Here, this corner sent in. Venter would get a great left boot on it, and that one knocked over the top bar by Mangles. Great stop there. Frustration there by Kyle Venter. And here, Greg Hurst play a great ball to Cece. Cece with a left. Just couldn't get any curl on this one on the far post. And here, Jamga would play it up to Jordan Jones. He plays it back to the spot, and Delgado tripped up by Timmy Mell, and that would lead to this penalty kick from Jordan Jones. And this would be all that FC Tucson would need against Chattanooga. Bengals guesses the wrong way. Jordan Jones with his 7th goal of the season. Eric Vergen, what a rip here as this hits off the crossbar, bounces down, and then Bengals able to cover it up. But the 19-year-old having a great look, teeing it up, and just a strike a little bit too high. A sigh of relief there for Bengals in Chattanooga. But Vergen would not be done, creating more chances. Plays this one wide, played in, and that one stopped by a great save by Mangles on Guillermo Delgado. Howell would place this to Jordan Jones. Jones would just narrowly miss on this one. Great attack here by FC Tucson. But they would never find that second goal. It would not matter. They get the clean sheet tonight with a 1-0 victory. Shots in favor of FC Tucson. Chattanooga just 5, but no shots on target. They never gave themselves a chance to get a ball by Philip Ejimadu, and that's one of the more frustrating facts for Chattanooga because they held FC Tucson just to the 1 goal, but they did not give themselves an opportunity to find a goal in this match. This is the first time in a matchup that Chattanooga did not lead in possession when these two teams have faced one another. You look at the scoring between the two squads in all 3 games, 6 total goals for FC Tucson, just 1 for Chattanooga. And once again, they get the victory tonight and 3 more points. And what that does, It just gives Tucson a chance to make that playoff run. 31 points now for FC Tucson. They have some games at home, but they do have a tough road ahead of them. For Chattanooga, it gets a lot easier. Just one game against a playoff team. They can easily hop some spots, but they have their work cut out for them tonight. They fall by a score of 1-0. Jordan Jones getting the lone goal from the spot tonight and sending FC Tucson to their 8th victory. Next, they will take on Lansing. They will host that one Friday. For Chattanooga, they will head to Toronto Friday, 4 p.m. For our crew, I'm Josh Toll. Good night from Tucson.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.